What is going on, everybody? We took a how long of a break did we take? Never mind. Shut up, Ryan. We're live, and it's good to be back. We're going to be doing season two of Hunting the Mustache Man. If you got a late notification on one of my channels, it seems to be happening lately. I don't know why. But speaking of happening lately, what's up, Clifton?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Glad to be back. This was a fun episode, but before we get into this episode, there is some very important information. Yesterday was a very important date for the whole world. A date where we come and celebrate with one person in particular. I'm a big fan of Willie Nelson, right? 420, is that right? No.
I didn't until Anna. Well, speaking of Anna, hi Anna.
Алло, здравствуйте, добрый вечер.
You know what's
Добрый
really
вечер.
fun? What's really funny,
Yes.
and I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought you were done, so it's my bad. We literally have like the cornerstones of all of World War II covered, right? Because obviously I'm an American. Clifton, you're half American, but you live, you're half German. So of course Germany, and then of course Anna was born in Russia, but she lives in the UK. So we got all the cornerstones covered. Um,
Yes, Berlin is covered from all sides after the war. And I have
yes,
the biggest part of it, the eastern part.
you do. I mean, you know,
The,
your
the
your your former, obviously your lineage. They're the ones who made it to Berlin first. And so that's
But we
that's
still
fair.
have we still have the street towards the Siegessäule that's free for planes to take off.
That's very true. I didn't get a chance to set up the Rumble stream. That's okay. My Rumble's been acting weird too. Apparently my content on Rumble isn't as interesting. I don't know. Maybe if I did political stuff, it'd be propped up more. But anyway, welcome to everyone watching. And of course, if you're just listening, that's cool with me too. I don't care. Go nuts. Kathleen says, hello, Cliff, and everyone. Well, hello there. Well, you know what, Clifton, you gotta say it.
Hello there.
Thank you.
But like what I was getting to earlier, like yeah, of course, 420 Willie Nelson, smoking pot was definitely yesterday, but also yesterday was Hitler's birthday. So kind of
Mhm.
interesting, you
hmm
know,
Yeah, it was.
interesting fact.
So if you were celebrating out there, hopefully you're
You know
celebrating
what?
it for the right
Some people
reasons.
actually were, which is
Uh,
strange, but not
yes,
cool at all.
that's kind of why I said the right reasons. If you want to celebrate for 420, it's not my thing, but y'all go nuts. But you're celebrating a different individual's birthday, maybe.
You know what? I
Yes.
one quick thing I want to say. Back when I was studying at Moscow State University, a lot of the foreign students, especially from Africa and Asia, were told on the 20th never to come into school. So not to go to university, not to travel in the city because there was a big that point. So this was like 2004, 2005, a big contingency of neo Nazis operating in
Really?
Russia. Yeah.
Whoa.
Wow. Okay.
That was an actual like thing that alert thing that was said, posters put up everywhere. 20th, don't go into school. You might
Hold on.
get
Where
attacked.
was this again?
Moscow.
Really? Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, that unfortunately certain ideologies are kind of like roaches. They make it everywhere.
Which is crazy to think of because it's like your grandfathers died fighting the Nazis and you're adapting the same ideology. And I think also like Germany, uh, I don't know, Clifton, if you can talk about that, but has a big contingency also of people who, for some reason, still believe, and it's especially the young people. It's not the older ones, or it's the older ones recruiting the younger ones, like the 16, 17-year-olds
Yeah.
that will literally wear their bomber jackets. So they're called skinheads in their
Yeah.
military boots, and they just come up to people, whoever looks different, and and beat the shit out of them. It doesn't happen anymore in Russia, but it did back then.
That's
So
No, there are definitely groups, and usually you can tell on their t-shirts and stuff like that what they, that they're part of a group or not. Because not all of them are skinheads, but yeah, they go for a younger audience. The weird thing is, a teacher of mine once actually like talked about, like, in today's world, Hitler would not be a part of the Nazi party, not the modern Nazi party. He'd probably
Hmm,
more in the either like the animal group, the animal party, or the green party.
interesting.
Uh, right. So there's I understand where your teacher was coming from. Everything is switched. So now on the other side, if you're more of a very left wing leftist, you kind of are exhibiting the same traits as
Yeah.
people on the very far right fascist or Nazi stances have, where they don't tolerate your opinion. They want to dictate how you want to live, what you need to do. And if you don't agree with them, then
You're
adios. You're gonna have,
you're to be othered.
yep.
Yeah.
That's the best way to put it, is you are othered. And also at the same time, Mr. Mustache Man was a big fan of people not owning firearms, just for the record. But I only highlighted it briefly because we were in the middle of something. But this is obviously a comment for me, because he says, "Oh, sup, Ryan." No, I'm kidding. Yeah, what's up, dude?
Hi, Jay.
Hey, JV.
Like I says, also Clifton, he cool.
Yes.
Clifton is pretty darn cool. But yeah, so this episode is called "The Hunt Continues." Um, they probably weren't sure if they were going to get another season. But it's one of those things that you know, uh,
Really? They weren't sure?
well, you never know.
Okay.
I
I
mean,
think they were very sure.
yeah,
Well, I mean, I can I can see that they did season one, like they got some money from the History Channel. They did season one, and then they were like, okay, do we get a second season or not? Like during the
No,
filming of season one, they may not have known. Maybe.
no, I think they did know, judging by what happens later.
all right.
Okay, could be.
Well, let's not speculate anymore. Let's just jump into it. Let me know if the volume is too loud or too soft.
We could be on the verge of uncovering evidence that will change this case forever.
Sounds all right.
We're looking for an Edmondo Kishka.
Edmondo Kishka, sí. Él vivía en el kilómetro 265.
We have never been closer. Right here.
I just the wording there, like, we have never been closer. Like, it's
And we
like,
never get closer to anything, really.
and that's kind of what went through my head, right? Because again, this is it is the History Channel, so it's meant to be a little bit elevated on the drama, but it's still the information itself is what's important.
But
Dramatization.
the first part here of the episode, they never touch on it again in this episode, right? Or I missed something.
I
Because
don't
it
know.
seemed more like a preview that we got here. And then it just moved on, and it's like,
No, but you always do that in the first season. You go back to nothing happened in the last one. So
I didn't know that. I
something
was
can
actually
happen in this
well,
one.
they have a picture and a 3D image, and
yeah,
like
no,
they never go back to it in this episode.
no,
Yeah, the JV. Yeah, I agree with JV.
yeah, no, I didn't know that, man. Docuseries are kind of like animated series. They make enough
Yeah.
episodes for initially 2 seasons just in case. I was actually gonna make that joke about, that, it kinda like Velma season 2. Really wasn't supposed to be season 2. They just made it season 2.
Mm.
So, no, I did not know that. That's cool.
Here, right now.
Right now. Alright, this is just the intro, but I'll have to skip it manually. Oh no, that's not the instrument.
Había mucho, no era el único.
We're looking for names, documents, dates.
Nunca nos reveló ni nombre ni rango, no conozco.
The thing is people don't like to talk because they have something to hide. And I know that your father's part of it.
Whoa.
Such a dick move. I like how they look at each other like, oh, well, why is he leaving? It's like, oh, well, I wouldn't blame him if he told you to get out of his house after that comment.
Again, it's all down to the editing. There was probably a conversation had. Like,
Yeah, I know. It's like,
can you go and get the document so we can actually see something? And he just,
then we're gonna look at each
they made
other.
it look like he's like walking away because he's like, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I've got secrets to hide. Like, whatever.
yeah, it's different. Thanks for good TV though.
Who's this?
Es la foto de Adolf Hitler en Misiones.
Although Adolf Hitler and
I traced
Misiones.
him a little bit. Since the smoking gun, I've been spent the last 12 years of my life looking for.
That's weird. In the versions that I had seen previously on streaming services, that the photo of said individual was always blurred out. This is the first time I've ever actually been able to look and see what's on the photo. I wonder if that's
Well,
for
I
the.
mean,
I wonder if that's a U.S. thing only.
I am going to admit I was not looking at the screen when they were showing it.
What were you looking at?
I was doing other things. Brittany, hello. Thank you for being here.
I love it.
hey,
We love it.
a shout out. She started a stream of her own
Yep.
on a channel.
Did she really?
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Good
yeah.
for her.
Definitely go check it out.
Go check her channel out. I watched like the first 10 minutes and then I had to go and do stuff, but yay.
Well, I'll have to check. I'll check her Twitter for it because Twitter's been weird lately. Like people I follow, I haven't been seeing, but like people who I don't follow keep popping up, and I'm like, why are you popping up? I don't know who you are. So it's just weird. I don't know. Twitter's been acting weird lately.
Yeah,
Just from-
that's true.
Yeah. Also, shout out to everybody who's watching on Twitter. There's like 6 of you, so appreciate you. It's pretty good views on Twitter.
The FBI.
Yeah, dude. Like previously.
12 years of my life looking for.
Hold on, going back. I never have ever seen this photo. It's always been blurred out to where they're trying to compare it. You never see it. That's crazy.
It looks nothing like him.
It doesn't look anything like him, or like, well, that's what I always wondered. I'm like, what does it look like? Does it kind of look like him? No, I don't think it does.
Yeah. No, I mean, granted, he'd be a little bit older at that point, but still.
I would say some of the facial structure I could work with, but it's the eyes for me that don't look right. But anyway, sorry.
This comes from the FBI. Here's the 3D model. We start looking for things that line up. In the photo, I got an earlobe. Look at the shape of the ear, this shape of the ear here. Very similar. Look at how that mouth, they fall right on top. So all of these things are lining up. And then this nasolabial shape here is lining up as well.
It overlays very well. Adolf Hitler, he's alive well after 1945.
I would be pursuing the case.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we found him. We're done. We found him.
Yes,
Woo.
we're done. Shout out. Let's end the show. It's been a great 14 minutes. What? Tyler says, how did Anna get Ryan's sailor's hat? I wasn't a sailor.
First of all, he was never a sailor. I was the admiral. He was in the trenches. He was a soldier doing
Yes.
other things.
I'm
I'm
just-
an admiral on the submarine.
Hold on. Hold on.
And also, good to see you, Tyler.
It's good to see you too, dude. I'm here. Look, I'm gonna put my
Hey, Tyler.
my army hat on. Yeah, this is how you can tell I was in the military, because most military guys wear hats like this, or apparently grunt style t-shirts, which I do wear. Of course, I've also heard that it makes you a douche. I'm like, why does it make you a douche? It's-
Hmm.
so um no, Anna's the admiral, as it says in the description. JV says, before I head out, shameless plug time. Monday, House of the Dragon episode 4 on Wednesday night is overbooked, both 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come and see us, not Ryan. Yeah, no, don't. Nobody wants to see me. Tyler says, gotcha. Hey, panel, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Yeah, looking forward to House of the Dragon episode 4 tomorrow. It's gonna be good. But see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by, JV.
Yeah,
You
take care, JV.
crazy man, you. So to get back to this real quick, they're not saying it's definitively him. They're saying that it's close enough that they would pursue it forensically, and then of course come to find out that later on that oops, nope, clip 3 months earlier.
Yeah, like, but that's where I'm getting at. Like, they show us this that is supposedly proof. Like, if it was definite, then they don't say that it is or it isn't. And then 3 months earlier, and they never go back to this point in this episode. I don't know if they do in a later episode. They go back to this
they
point or
probably
something.
will. When they need more content. Yeah.
Hi, Wade.
Hi, Wade.
Hey, Wade. See, look, now Wade is just only pointing you out, Ryan. He's leaving us two out.
Yeah, exactly. But you said, like, Anna, and now it's all. Oh, there we go. Anna's a savior.
Now it's just
Not cool
Clifton.
anymore.
What's up, Clifton? Anna is a sailor. She's an admiral. The heck was I watching the other day that had boats in it? Gosh darn it! Wow, I'm having like a brain lapse.
Was any evidence of his death? Why haven't they produced it? This is Adolf Hitler.
Bob Bear, a 21-year sea.
And then they just go into the thing. Clifton's anti-power armor. That's true.
Yeah, I prefer agility.
I love power armor. How do you hate power armor, sir? Sorry, just skipping forward against the recap, because it's not that important. Because we already know what the recap is. We've all watched it. Right, I'm tired of skipping. Just listen to it. Until the rest of it.
Airplanes. It's still feasible that he could have used a Tempelhof. But we were looking at this through the documents of the United States government. Maybe there really is a plan B, a plan C, and a plan D that we don't know about.
If you're a world leader, you've got to have contingencies.
Clifton, what's your opinion on Plan B?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You
dude.
simply do not.
Never had to take it.
One way out, because you have one.
I hope you wouldn't have to take it.
Hey, it's 2024.
That's true. My apologies. The hell was I thinking? Again, shout out to everybody's watching on all platforms except for Twitch. Nobody watches on Twitch anything anymore. So what, Wade? It's a good joke. He's like, that's very inappropriate, sir.
One way out. That's how you end up in an ambush.
We've got the database, and to establish the specifics, to move from theory to real evidence, I think that's where we got to go next.
Let's get into it and start looking at this stuff. Hitler plane, worldwide, Berlin, date, 1945.
Soviet Union, CIA.
Hey, look at this. This is an MI6 file. A certain Luftwaffe pilot, Captain Baumgart, swore under oath that he flew Hitler from Berlin on 29 April 1945. Hitler was supposed to have committed suicide on the 30th. So this is the day before.
He says he swears under oath, but we all know there are people that swear under oath that don't tell the truth. What we need
Thank
to do
you.
now
Oh my
is to
God.
look
In
into this
season
database
2, at
and
least they
find
like
out if there's any
debate themselves. They like bring up points like, okay, this is interesting, but look, let's look at it from a different side. Like a lot of people swear under oath and they're lying. Like go into detail about who this guy is. Give us some background.
Speaking of background,
Is he
sorry,
somebody who's
I was just
what?
gonna say sorry. I had to mute because of the fighter jet. That's why I didn't say anything. Our little airport is a refueling station for fighter jets. So on the weekends, you'll hear just like so. Sorry,
Yeah,
Anna.
we've heard it before. That's pretty cool though. But yeah, like give us background on these kids. It just seems so superficial. But then again, it makes me want to go and research it. And I couldn't find much about this apart from CIA said.
So it made you want to research it, huh? Get that
What?
little bit that
Yeah,
investigative
of
tingle.
course. But like I'm not gonna like get like freedom of information requests. I have better things to do.
Well, I think that's one reason that actually from the Freedom of Information Act is one reason that these documents were released is Obama signed a bill making it freedom of information to just put it out. Anna is team settlement. Another settlement needs your help. Anna?
We'll be talking about settlement in this episode. There is a settlement.
It's true.
I
Which is
built
quite
very
interesting.
many settlements.
Is a very many settlement? I can't. I got the angry German accent down, but I can't really do the subtle one. Oh,
No, that's good.
yeah. Wade's on his other channel. Wade, how many channels do you have, bro?
I don't know. I'm so confused.
He's getting up there with you, Ryan.
Yeah, you're
No,
the
he's got me beat. So like the link that he sent me the for that Friday show, he says 3. You have to have more than that, dude. Anyway, the link that he sent me for the Friday show, I went into it and I was like, oh, nobody's here. I was like, all right. I was like, wait, I need the link.
evidence or leads that we can track down to corroborate his statement.
Let's see what we got. Look at this one.
This is coming from the U.S. Army. On the day Hitler left Berlin, the Germans made a counterattack in order to clear a strip from which the plane could take off. The two reports go hand in hand, and they lend credence to one another.
Sounds like to me this is a makeshift airstrip. Clear a roadway, whatever you have, and take off.
The tenor of this completely changes when you have a name and a plane and a day and a makeshift runway.
And we're going to paint a complete picture for the first time. In the context of looking for Hitler's escape route, we are now getting into specifics for the first time. I want to touch something and feel something.
We can determine where that makeshift runway was. That's powerful information.
Clifton, what you drinking, man?
Iced tea.
Nice. It's not sweet, right?
No, sugar free.
Very, very good. No, I love me some iced tea, man. But like going, one crazy thing about living in Florida is that people were like, and, fun facts about regions. They would drink sweet tea. I would order iced tea. They're like, oh, do you want sweet or unsweetened? I was like, unsweetened, please. And then like people, like my friends, look at me like, going, that's they're like, that's dirty dishwater. I'm like, no, it's actually good. It's because it doesn't give you diabetes from one glass. Like. I don't know if you guys have ever tried sweet tea. It is killer.
Oh, yeah, it's like really popular in the Middle East.
It
like
is?
some of the tea is like really sweet. Yeah.
Well, it's a southern thing. It's not good. I can't do it. I didn't know that though.
Sweet lemonade.
What I liked the most was sun tea.
What is that?
You just have the water and the tea bags sitting out in the sun. That's where it's like you don't heat the water or anything, just out in the sun.
That's a very
It takes forever.
Yeah. It's a very country thing though. Not like southern country or like southern things are different, but like country is very like
What do you have against southern states?
nothing. I live there.
You keep it's no. It's fine. They even sell it now. So they sell these things called tea infusions where you have the tea like with different flavors and you just put it in the water bottle and it infuses the water with the tea.
Wow. Wade says, Clifton.
Ja,
Oh,
Anna ist für mich der süßeste Mensch aller Zeiten. Anna is the sweetest person of all time.
Oh, спасибо большое. Oh, wait. I think you're very sweet too.
Clifton, help again. No, I'm kidding.
No,
Can't help with that one.
at all.
Man, I'm gonna have to fire up that app and learn German and Russian at the same time for this show. Actually, I wouldn't mind learning German or Russian, to be honest.
We need to send a
Be
team
well
out
versed.
there to explore all of those possibilities. Right now, we've got good leads. Let's see if we can turn this into some type of evidence.
Damn it, I want tea now. I'm gonna go and make myself a cup of tea. Thank you.
Okay, I was gonna say mute your mic. One time she went off camera, didn't mute her mic. No, nothing appropriate. You don't remember that, dude? You were there.
I was there?
Pretty sure you were. Maybe that was Star Trek. I don't know. It was on Sunday. Anyway.
Could've been.
Going to Berlin. I like how they make the bad guy music. It sounds so menacing. Like it's not 1945 anymore, guys. Like going, it's not Berlin's fault.
Oh no, I blame Berlin for
Peter
everything.
Baumgart was consistent every
Me
time he
too.
told the story. To me, as an investigator, you know, that's curiosity right there.
Lenny DePaul, former commander of the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force, is on the ground in Berlin.
I've been hunting fugitives for a long time. I continue to look at things until that case is over. You know, in my world.
Also, real quick, I think this is they actually changed narrators from the first season to the second one. This guy's much better because he sounds like this. Lenny DePaul is on. It's much better. You know, I should really apply for voiceover jobs because I could probably get it. But
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I didn't change my background. That's okay. CLS Studio says you a Swifty. No, I'm still not a Swifty, man. Trust me. It just
Hey, CLS.
I can't. The meme is always going to be there. I can't change it. That would just be cheating, right? You can't. Oh, wait, says Ryan. That's Clifton.
Ryan hat so viele Kanäle, dass sich gar nicht erinnern kann, wie viele hat. Ryan has so many channels that he can't even remember how many he has.
It's only 4. Unless you include Rumble and then a few others. It's a different story.
There's no more exciting news that you can get than discover new intel. The 70-year-old cold case. I'm not going
Are you on your phone?
to get to the bottom of this thing.
Lenny is joined by Sasha Kyle, expert on Berlin during World War II.
Is this it? Number 10. In any investigation, you have to go back to the scene of the crime and work your way forward. Peter Baumgart flew Hitler out on a makeshift runway, then we'll find out. Christoph, how are you?
The team makes contact with Christoph Neubauer, forensic reconstructionist and the world's leading
And that's
expert
so weird that, I mean, they translated his last name, this guy's last name, instead of just telling his German name.
Really?
That's kind of a pet peeve of mine. Is if when people don't pronounce your name in the correct language, it's just
Really?
It's weird.
I didn't know that. Oh, well, here's another one for you, Clifton. CLS is
That is
it's not. Okay.
It's not German. Sorry.
Anna, help.
Two Paredes. I don't know. Is it Italian?
I don't know. Let me look at it here. Tu parles así,
You
c'était.
speak the beautiful language, Clifton.
Oh, it's French. Okay. Well,
He's French.
I tried to pardon French, so I don't partake.
All right. How's your tea, Anna? It's a good answer.
On Hitler's bunker.
Use this to
Just
show
came
you
here
something
to
here.
First
scold
off,
me.
Neubauer is a valuable person to me. This guy, over the years, has studied the Fuhrer bunker better than anybody. He's able to develop the state-of-the-art technology to give us a 3D look at the Fuhrer bunker. He can bring me back 70 years to the scene of the crime.
So basically, we're having here the Chancellery, where Hitler used to live, and what used to be his headquarters, and it's like a whole city block.
Huge.
So, and inside, you find the Führer bunker.
This is allegedly where Adolf Hitler kills himself.
So far,
Allegedly.
there are known 4 main exits out of the bunker.
These were the exit that we thought took him to Tempelhof Airport.
But recently, I found
What kind of tea do you have, Anna?
Ginger and lemon.
Okay. Never tried that.
Fresh
Pretty big on-
ginger?
Is it fresh?
What do you mean? Is it fresh?
Fresh ginger.
No,
You
it's
take the
my
ginger root and cut it up.
rations. It's from my rations, from my submarine little stash that I have.
Oh, your submarine has a lovely window behind you.
Thank you. I love my quarters. I'm
yeah.
blessed.
That's why I was thinking about submarines. Watch The Hunt for Red October to review it. I was like, man, why was I thinking about submarines and aircraft carriers? That's a great movie, by the way. I had never seen the full thing. But yeah, so I'm not a big fan of hot tea. Iced tea, though. Well, I'll drink the snot out of that. So good. Wade's saying stuff again if you want to read it.
very close to
No,
the
sorry,
bunker.
excuse me. You said you don't like hot tea.
Well, it's not my favorite. I mean, it's
I
okay
live
when you're sick.
like that is such a British thing. Tea.
Yeah, well, Americans did just kind of take the tea and threw it in the harbor.
Which
And
was cold, by the way.
during the war, for a lot of the Allies when they were in Germany and were on the Western Front, tea was a big thing.
You got to get warm.
Yeah,
Americans don't.
coffee, tea.
It's like iced tea is very American because again, we took the tea and we threw it in Boston Harbor where it was cold. No, iced tea is probably only a big thing in America. I can't imagine really anybody else around the world drinks it.
Yeah, they actually do. We love our iced tea in Russia, especially when it's like plus 40 Celsius.
Which is around 100.
Yeah.
Damn, that's hot. Love it says, okay, got to finish dinner. Bye, y'all, and thank you. Of course, thanks for watching.
Aw, take care.
This is all Anna. I don't even know what the hell.
Райан ненавидит чай, как я ненавижу рыбные яйца. Ryan doesn't like tea like I don't like caviar.
Oh, I'm okay with that. I've never had caviar. I don't think I could get. No, that's not true. Well, I haven't had like caviar, but I have had where they put like on sushi where it'll have like little salmon eggs on it. So I guess in a sense, ish.
Salmon roe, yeah.
Yeah, I do like some sushi. I'll tell you what, that's good stuff. Sorry, you guys are making me hungry. We gotta stop.
Another one.
I want a glass of iced tea and like
Some caviar with that.
I found
Lovely.
an exit very close to the bunker.
It's very close to the
Kidding me?
bunker.
If you have here the Führer bunker, just 20 to 25 meters away, you could walk into a new tunnel.
Okay.
And you see here a very small entrance. You have steps
This brings
going
me
down,
back into
one
school,
door, and to cover
in German school,
all
when we
this
had
would have
English
been invisible.
lessons.
Why all of a sudden we
Listening to all
we
the
find
Germans around me
tunnel? How
talking
did you
English.
stumble?
Wait, so while you were in school, because you were born in the U.S., you probably already spoke English, but I know that they just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, America is the only country that doesn't really force you to learn other languages. The rest of the world does. It's why the majority of people around the world speak English. Get it together, America. Get it together. But my school system actually did. And that's why I took 3 years of German. Just wish I still had it. But yeah, so did you speak fluent English when you were in school in Germany?
I went to school in the States to third grade. That's when we moved to Germany.
Nice.
So yeah, thank God I was lucky enough to have a pretty good teacher that they told me it's okay to speak American English. It's okay to write American English because I don't think I could get the Oxford English down. I'd have to change my entire, everything I learned up to that point.
No, 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 no,
What?
no, no. For me, it was the opposite.
Oh.
It was always British English.
Well, I mean,
even in an international Catholic school, it was always British English.
How many languages do both of you speak?
do I?
But it depends on like Slavic languages. Like I can speak Ukrainian, I can write it, but I don't really practice it or speak it. I can speak Bulgarian, I can speak Slovakian, I can understand Croatian or Hungarian, but it doesn't mean, and then there's so many different things I can understand, or like even sometimes I understand German because like the German language was very prevalent when it came to the Second World War, especially when certain troops, like in my grandmother's, where she came from, she had an actual, Moscow was not really occupied at that area, but then later after the war, there was a lot of German prisoners of war, and they would be put into certain villages or things, and kids would interact with them. And so at that time, back in the like late 30s, early 40s, when my grandma was still a little girl, they would teach them German at school. So she can speak German, and sometimes she speaks German just, saying silly things like Achtung, like pay attention to me, granddaughter. And like certain phrases. So you pick up on different things from everywhere, but if you think about like actually having a conversation, I would say 4 languages.
Clifton's at 3 and you're at 4.
No, I'm
Yeah.
at 2.
Oh, I thought you said drei. 3.
No.
5?
Yeah.
I misheard you then.
2.
Still got me. You still got me beat.
No, that's not. Schnitzel намного вкуснее чая. Schnitzel is a lot more tasty than tea. Clifton German, which doesn't make any sense. Clifton Немец, which means German. Это совершенство, he is superior.
Wait, don't
Okay,
use
German and superior, huh? Ooh.
Wait, don't use Google Translate. It doesn't work. I've tried it.
Это отвратительная тушеная красная капуста с яблоками и беконом. This disgusting тушеная is different. I think you're talking about sauerkraut, cabbage with apples and bacon. Тушеная красная капуста, red cabbage, which is fried. I hate it. No, thank you. No fried cabbage for me. No.
That sounds
No
awful.
boiled, no fried. Nope. Mount.
No, I figured that's what you meant. Wow. So Wade is not using Google Translate.
He's actually the one who speaks the most languages.
Is he really? I didn't know that. Holy cow, man!
I don't know. Maybe.
Are you? Why are you guys friends with my loser American ass? We need to step it up, America. Shit. Language. Sorry. We're on my History Channel. I should probably watch that. Let's get back to the show. Oh goodness.
I check in archives a lot, and that is a photograph I came across. taken by American soldiers after the Second World War.
Look at that.
Do you see how
Oh, he
close
is
this
using Translate.
So the Fuhrer bunker's here. It's going to be here, and now I'm walking 75 feet, and I go back down on the ground. You know, I thought I had some pretty hot leads the last time I was here. This is the hottest. That's exit number 5. We've only known about 4 for the past 70 years. So for us to get
That's
our
craziness.
hands on this is unbelievable. Could lead me right to this makeshift runway.
Especially the fact that it was a photo taken by an American. So it must have been just not an actual like evidentiary, evidence related photo. It must have just been a photo an American took. Just, you know, maybe a member of the press corps or something, because at those times there were members of the Army press corps. That's not really much of a thing as much
Yeah,
anymore.
I mean, there was a lot of soldiers who were also did a lot of photo documentary on the Allied side, on the Soviet side, and I
Yep.
mean, they're using this NIAT thing, which is the declassified intelligence documents from all the different intelligence agencies in the world. So there's a lot of photos that soldiers used to take. And again, that's one thing that's so amazing when you watch the footage. Like, just imagine yourself in a situation where you are on the front and you're not only a soldier, but you're also there to document everything. And back in the day, it's not like you take your phone out and you just snap, or you have one of those. You have to, and it under pressure, even in a situation where it's like a crowd, like you have one snap and you have to reload the film, and you have to also take into account the ISO and the shutter speed and everything in terms of weather. And if there's explosions and everything happening, you have to be in that moment to be able to capture that footage. And some of it obviously has been enhanced and restored, but yeah, it's awesome that, people back then actually knew how to use equipment to capture things.
The irony is that when I was in when I was in the military and I was like 18, 19, 20, and stuff like that, I had an actual digital camera that was about that big. It wasn't very big. It could fit in my back pocket pretty easily. But I took more photos with a physical camera than I do in today's world, having literally a camera in my pocket all the time. That's a phone. It's just nuts. I don't know. I don't know if that's an adult thing or just because now it's like you can do it everywhere, so people care less. I don't know. Or maybe
Yeah.
it's a teenager thing. I don't know, because I still see you see a teenager at a light and they're like taking a selfie, and I'm like, pay attention.
Yeah, or when was the last time you actually held a real picture in your hand?
Yesterday.
I mean, but like something that you took, recently. A picture that you took recently. Like, not, of course, I have pictures of, when I was a
Yeah.
kid and everything.
Yeah.
But
No, like something that you actually yourself took. I'd say about 2 years ago. Because I do
better
like
than me.
taking photos on my 35 millimeter, and but they're more kind of like artistic
Mhm.
pictures.
No, the last physical pictures that you would get them printed out, I took was in basic training, because at the time you were able to buy one of those disposable cameras from the little shopette to be able to actually take pictures. Um, and so that's how I documented kind of my time in basic training. If we had a little bit of a free moment, they didn't really care if you kept it in your, in your cargo pocket on your BDUs. So I would take physical pictures, and I still have that album booklet. My mom actually got me a nice leather bound like army book that has a photo book. It got the army seal on it. But no, that the last time I held one of those was right before I moved. When I was packing everything up, I pulled it out and I kind of looked at a couple photos, and that was it. But no, so yeah, basic training. Anyway, yeah, it's crazy crazy how the world changes.
Yeah.
Now Hitler's got another way out. So from the Fuhrer bunker, you travel 75 feet into this tunnel.
Lenny DePaul and Sasha Kyle have just made a shocking discovery.
You're telling me if Hitler himself wanted to, let's say, exit the Führer bunker into this tunnel. He's back underground again.
With the help of forensic reconstructionist Christoph Neubauer, they have just uncovered a...
So that's not what's. Do you remember his last name? Because you said they're saying Neubauer. They translated it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, and it sounds similar, but yeah, they definitely Americanized his last name. It's Neubauer.
Yeah, no, yeah.
But they
Hi,
say
Andy.
Neubauer. Same thing.
Good to see you, Andy.
Hey,
Hello,
Andy.
Mr. Andy Pickle just joined. We looking for Mustache Man's Polaroids now? Yes, we are actually.
Actually, yes.
On
point.
But back when that was probably around the time of when the 35 millimeter was invented, somewhere around the 30s, right?
No, no. Well, a photographer's war camera, like probably mid to late 30s, and it was actually a really good German invention. Which again, they're going to mention something later in the episode, which I love.
He was an artist.
Oh yes.
Mm-hmm.
He sure stole a lot of art. Stole a lot of art. Some which is still missing to this day.
Well, he also studied art.
Mhm.
And he was a poet.
He's a very weird man. He's to be such an intellect. It seems like to be such like an intellectually based person, and then of course to be this madman. But I would probably allude to the fact, and look, I don't think anybody's making excuses for the guy, but he had the syphilis, right, and it was rot in his brain, and I think that's why he kind of.
I don't think that's the reason, but I went to get to some of the good
Okay.
bits.
Sorry, Anna's like, shut up.
The fifth and
He's
never
in charge.
before known escape route from Hitler's Führer bunker. The team is following a declassified MI6 file that claims...
Holy shit, Mad! I haven't seen you on the channel before. What's up, buddy? Mad's a good dude.
Hey.
Hi, Matt. Yep. It's either a bunker or a hole.
He says, but I have a fan theory on how it's going to end. Spoiler: there's a bunker, and then Anna adds, "There's a hole." No, Matt's a good dude, man. I missed Vets talking last night, but I should be there next week. So Matt's a crazy guy. He's so sarcastic. His dry sense of humor cracks me the fuck up. Some people are like, "Oh, I think he's a dick," but no.
Yeah, you don't need to explain. We all know who he is.
Sorry, I don't know. I get off on tangents. We've been,
Yeah, and also like with Wade, thank you so much, and go and follow Wade. He's awesome. Wade, post your. I don't know if you can do that in the chat.
No, I don't think.
No,
I don't think YouTube allows you to do that.
But yeah, check him out.
Yeah, no, Wade's a great guy. So
Berlin from a makeshift runway on April
Admiral says we gotta go.
1945, the day before Hitler was believed to have committed suicide.
Our association is working 15, 20 years on this area, and we never found in any document, photo, or archive such a
yes,
tunnel.
Andy.
This
Yes.
is a breakthrough, even in my work for the last 15 years. We never knew that there could be another exit from this bunker. This is a complete shock.
The big question is, if Adolf Hitler decided to take that route out of the Führer bunker, where does he go?
The East German Secret Service, the Stasi, in 1973, they started a big investigation. They were interested in tunnels exactly in the same location, because on top of the tunnel, exactly there, was the Berlin Wall.
At the end of World War II, Berlin was turned over to the Allied forces. The French, British, and Americans occupied the western section of the city, and the Soviets controlled the east. As the Cold War intensified, the Soviets built the Berlin Wall, a 96-mile barrier to prevent defectors from fleeing to West Berlin. The Stasi, the East German secret police, generated hundreds of maps and eyewitness accounts of escape routes that were built during Hitler's regime that could be used to escape under the Berlin Wall.
I went through all the thousands of secret files there. I actually found one which specifically relates to this tunnel. We see this would have gone all the way to Tiergarten on Brandenburg Gate.
What is the Tiergarten? What exactly is the Tiergardens?
Yeah, for you, probably the best explanation is the Central Park of New York is this Tiergarten for Berlin.
From my perspective, I got
I love
somebody
that.
that's the most.
Like, you American, the best explanation is Central Park in New York. Not actually go and show you the place. Like, oh, come on, this no.
Yeah. But well, I mean, I'm not entirely sure that Tiergarten is really is really what it is today. I don't know. I've been there.
Yeah,
I
I've
don't
been
think
there.
I don't think I remember going into the garden.
I'll make fun of us Americans.
No, I guess it is.
I'm just. It is
a garden.
It is it.
I mean, it looks more like a woods, I guess. A woods in the middle of the city, but yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wanted man in the world. He's not going to pop up in the middle of Central Park.
It does not fit. It does not fit.
I want you to show me visually.
But
on
the
map of
translation
the,
is animal garden.
compound where this tunnels would have been. All right, so here's the Tier Gardens, correct?
Exactly.
So here's the big question. Why is he heading in this direction? What's his end game? What's he thinking about? Where's he going? That's what I need to know. There's got to be a destination. Hitler, once again, has got a way out.
This is a fantastic find. This here, at this location, is the entrance to what we now call exit number 5.
Bob Baer and Dr. John Sensich review the findings from the team's investigation in Berlin.
You know what strikes me as so interesting is that they had taken the time to build these tunnels. I mean, they were planning this years in advance with a purpose. This is the great thing about the files, that we're going from the realm of speculation to the real possibility of a clandestine exfiltration to a makeshift runway.
I want to show you a document that I just came across. We didn't find this before because we were only looking at the FBI files.
Gesundheit.
This document is an Argentinian document.
Muchas gracias. Or Dankeschön. So.
Look at what they've got here. Nazis, upon arriving to Argentina, took refuge in a militarized outpost in Misiones.
That's great. I love it. Earlier in this investigation, we found 3 structures that are completely isolated in the middle of the jungle in Argentina.
This could have been a real hideout location for somebody on the run.
And we already know that at the compound the team's been to, they found photographs, Nazi paraphernalia, the photographs with people wearing the Nazi uniforms, the medicine.
Most of the medicines are for the stomach problems.
That was consistent with the type of medicine used by Hitler for his own particular ailment. It's pretty suspicious. Whoever was living in this residence had a lot of money, a lot of connections to Nazis, and the number 1 suspect is Adolf Hitler.
You know, when we first went to Misiones, I was picturing it as sort of a lair, you know, get away from the police, hide out, get away from communications. But this file is something entirely different. You're actually talking about a defensible, militarized zone. It's amazing.
If it's militarized for one purpose only, and that's to defend a very important figure.
Militarized outpost is telling me that we have guards, weapons, supplies, anything you need to protect somebody like Hitler.
Well, I'd like to find out from an archaeologist on the ground there, is there anything that would indicate that it indeed was militarized?
I think we should call Daniel up.
The team makes contact with Daniel Chavelzone, the head archaeologist who has continued to excavate the Nazi site in Misiones, Argentina for the
Should
last
we
year.
mention some of the chats?
Yeah, absolutely. Where do you want me to start?
Well, there's quite a few with a lot of philosophers being a little cuckoo. And then
Yep. Matt said Carrie A Nation also had syphilis, and it actually made her go off the reservation. It's no problem, man. Do, 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 do. It so sisters of
Nietzsche's
England.
sister is the reason
Yeah.
why people associate a lot of his work with mustache and his people.
Really?
Yeah, even though I really do like some of his philosophy, I think he was a very
Hey,
eccentric
buddy.
and strange person. Hey,
Mm,
Jace.
Hey, Jace. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he subscribed to what basically every European nation at the time was thinking. You know, everyone thought that
Yeah.
they were better than others. So,
Well,
yeah.
and
But
unfortunately, that's a sentiment that hasn't really left the world at all. Um, we still have that
no,
problem in this country. It just is.
but I
It's
mean, it's also not the only person who is associated with uh, Hitler and the Nazis. I mean, just look at Wagner. He lived like what 100, 200 years earlier.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
and he's associated with the Nazis. Like, no, they weren't even thinking about them at the time. Or the national anthem. You know, there's that band part of the national anthem in Germany, the Deutschland, Deutschland über alles. That was created before World War One. So again, doesn't have anything to do with the Nazis, but it gets associated with them. That's
Yeah, I
sad.
think philosophers and philosophy, that's a like, today you actually can still and go study philosophy at university, but it's like, what is your job going to be? You're going to be sitting there writing research papers, or what actual skills does it give you? So back then, there were so many things based on these kind of like giving you status based on the fact that you were either like a poet or philosopher or a writer. Today, you have to have possessed some other kind of skills to be able to make it. You can't just, I'm going to create my own philosophy. And usually that ends up today in having a cult or something, or like, I can't just go on stream and be like, I'm a philosopher today. I got my 5 years of studying philosophy, and you know what I'm doing? I'm just sitting there and thinking about the universe and creating different theories about how this works or that works.
I
And
mean,
still, that is it means that you are intelligent. You can do those things, but like, again, it's a different society that we have today where we don't really give those people credit. And
and definitely here in Germany, it's taken a nosedive. Like, I can just go out and buy like a master's degree in philosophy. I don't have to prove anything. I can just go out and buy it, and
What?
it's actually accepted by the state. Like, I can put it in my resume and say, yeah, I'm a master of philosophy. I did nothing for it.
What's the reason behind that?
I don't know. I don't understand it.
Please don't say DEI. It has to be that. That's the dumbest thing I've ever
Uh,
heard. Well, let me just go spend $500 and be like, oh, look, I got my diploma.
Not even that
a
much. I
lot of
think it's
people
more like
do that.
10.
Wade, the reason no Rumble is me. I was pretty late and gay. So it's my fault. I didn't set it up in time, and I don't want to take the time to do it. But what's up there? Jack says. I don't know why.
Jack.
Jemand hat mein Messerschmidt gestohlen. Well,
No.
damn.
Nope.
What
We
does that
don't.
mean?
What?
No, we don't.
Somebody
Put
stole
your
his Messerschmitt.
That's
You know,
what
the
I
No.
thing?
thought it said.
No?
That's
No.
what that's what I thought it said. I have Samuel. I have no idea what you said. Anna.
Samuel!
Hey,
Anna, help.
Sam.
Привет, товарищ! Я так соскучилась по тебе. I haven't been on streams with you forever. Good to see
Aw.
you.
Yeah, it's good to see you, man. And again, it's funny. that Samuel comes in and he'll say stuff in Russian and be really good about it. And then of course I've had streams where Shadu shows up and he starts saying stuff in like Mandarin. And it's just like,
Oh my
what?
God, that is such a good that's really cool. So Matt studied philosophy and theology at Texas State.
Yeah, that's cool.
Hey,
Yeah.
Tim.
What's up there, Tim? How you doing, buddy? He says, "Ayo, Legion dog."
Hello, Tim.
Tim's also a Swiftie. I don't think he really is, but he always jokes about it. So this is the last one. Then we gotta get back to the show.
Кто украл мой Messerschmitt? Nobody
No.
stole your Messerschmitt. It's still there.
No, I actually appreciate the fact that so many people, putting different stuff in the chat. I really need to, again, I need to educate myself better. I
No,
used to be able to
Ryan, I
speak.
think they just like us talking in different languages.
I think so. Well, it is kind of fancy. Since again, most Americans have no idea. Tim says I rock out to Tay Bay in the shower before work.
All right.
Appreciate that, dude. There's an image.
Here.
Hello. Daniel, this is Bob Bear and John.
Hey, hello.
Yeah, we've come across a report that says that there was a military compound in Misiones.
This is very interesting. We are working every day and we are finding thousands of the remains at the site. And we discovered something absolutely amazing. We just find a new building.
This militarized zone in Misiones very well could be no different than what bin Laden did in Afghanistan. Set up a base in a country that's fairly friendly. We got to get Tim back there. I mean, he spent his career building bases that are defensible. I want his opinion.
I can't really wait to get the team down
And I
there
got it.
and start looking at this and seeing what type of concrete evidence we can develop from it.
If we find an extensive Nazi base,
In that awkward department, I had a friend from the military. His name was Tim Brown, and he used to he used to give me a hard time because we were both MPs together. And he'd be like going, he's like, he'd be like Daybreak 27. He's like going return to mine, which means return to the station. He's like for fellatio. I was like, dude, shut the fuck up. It's like that's so inappropriate. Oh man, good times. Shout out to all of you watching. I seriously appreciate that. It's awesome. So
in Argentina, we are really breaking new ground.
So last time in Misiones, they had 4 buildings and now they found a 5th, right? Yeah, I think that's
No, they had 3 buildings in town.
Oh, okay, 3 buildings.
I can't open this jar of pickles. And they're Polish as well. So it's kind of topical. Okay.
Do you have like a
Yeah, I'm gonna
key,
go
like a
night.
key or something that you can go in?
Nah, okay, everybody, don't do what I'm gonna do right now. Put it under hot water, and then it's gonna pop.
Then why are you doing it if you just said don't do it? Wait a minute. Jack says you can do it, Anna. I believe in you. Well, as long as she doesn't put it under hot water and bang it on the counter, because that's actually a quick way that people have actually sliced their hands open because the glass does break. But it's like, don't do drugs, kids, and then you're like, oh goodness. All right, so we're back in Misiones.
Oh, this rock's gonna be slippery.
Tim Kennedy, U.S. Army Special Forces, returns to the jungles of Misiones, Argentina.
Oh wow, everybody
to
left.
follow a declassified Argentinian document that reports this area was once home to a Nazi militarized outpost.
Don't worry, I'm still here.
Jack, she should just ask a man to do it. Well, I don't think there's actually a man in her house right now. So Anna is missing Tim. Yeah, Anna's missing Tim. Well, Tim doesn't have his shirt off, so if he had his shirt off, she probably wouldn't have left. Again, shout out to Tim Kennedy, man. This is how I was introduced to him. Big fan of his.
Episode 2 is coming.
Oh, did you watch ahead?
No, but they always show like a short preview of
That's
the next
true.
episode.
Yeah, Jason says, don't do it, but still do it. Yeah. What a crime that Tim doesn't have his shirt off. I don't know if I would. Didn't expect that answer from you, dude.
I've spent the majority of my career working in the military mindset. If this was a military compound, just taking that lens and looking at it with a different perspective might tell us everything we need to know.
We might find nothing, but we might get lucky.
Tim is joined by Dr. Alasdair
Did
Brooks,
you get them
a
open?
historical
Nobody needs the Tim or the man in the house. You can do it yourself, girls.
I do like a pickle. I like dill pickles though.
Yeah, she gets the pickles. I didn't last Friday Night Rumble.
Oh man, I forgot about that clip. That was something that R2 made. Damn, I don't have that anymore, man. Well, if R2, if you're lurking somewhere, send it to me and I'll show it. Now
Thank
Shadu
God.
did send me something in email when he got a little bit of the boot on Twitter, so he emailed it to me and I didn't get a chance to show it because we weren't live last week. Where's it at? Good story, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Here we go. This is here you go. I'll share this. Clifton, this is for you from Shadu. If you're watching out there, kid, he emailed it to me. He's like, hello there.
All right.
It looks like my face pieced together. Oh, they put my eyes in my.
Going on?
Huh?
I don't know what's going on.
We're laughing.
That's good. I'm eating.
That's
Great.
good too. Okay.
Look, this was again like going back to the topic. A lot of when the men went to war, women had to do their own thing and be like fix everything in the house, DIY stuff. Opening a jar of pickles, don't need no man. Could do it myself. Even if I like cut my finger off or something.
Yeah, well, let's try to avoid cutting the finger off. Let's try. It'll be like Fallout and have to go find a dead finger and sew it back on. Jack says, you said there was no men in the house, Ryan. How did she get those pickles open if there's no men in the house?
Right.
Well, it's a great point.
2024. Can we say
2024, bro?
Maybe I'm the man.
You ever see the like they had that little adjustable thing like where it like grip the lid? It's like for old people and like he used to.
No, that you do that for when you in Russian it's called katать banki, when you actually pickle the jar yourself. I like pickling gherkins myself, but this is bought, so you need to open it. But
Are they sweet pickles?
No, they're Polish. So this is in brine. Usually Eastern European pickles are not like gherkins where they have vinegar.
Mm-hmm.
They're in salt. And like you cloves with a V. Salt, a lot of salt, and like mint, blackberries, and you leave them over like a week or two, and then they pickle.
I really like dill pickles.
That's pretty much what it is.
But it's
they
so
have
small.
dill in them.
Oh.
Yeah, they have dill in them. Like, I don't know. I can't. It's on my finger, but
I mean, if we're doing this right, I mean,
yeah, you go nuts, man.
Oh
you just
yeah,
have pickles sitting next to you, dude. You didn't even have to turn the camera off.
I was eating something right before the stream because I hadn't eaten anything yet, and I had sandwiches, so I had some. I didn't have time to put it away.
That's really funny. Just like have a whole kitchen right here.
It just goes, oh look. They
I
got
mean,
pickles.
basically, if I turn around, I can just start cooking, right? I just
Are you kitchen table or something? I do have to ask, dude. Can you hold that back up, please? Have you been drinking out of that?
Oh my god! Pickle brine is so good. Have you
I
ever had pickleback?
I
Awesome.
Oh, I have
made
the
I made a
Right.
salad. Have you ever had Wurst salad?
What's
mm-mm.
that? Yes. Yep.
Wurst salad. It's like Leona. It's like
Yep.
kind of like bologna, I guess. Maybe like
Hmm.
kind of like bologna, cut in small pieces. You can put cheese in it, pickles, and I use the pickle uh water instead of regular water to
All right. I'm not gonna knock
it
it. I haven't tried it.
it adds flavor.
And
But I mean,
one of these days when I hop the pond, you guys are gonna take me. I'm gonna try some of this crazy stuff that y'all eat on stream because some of it it's like, yeah, you guys say stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. But Wade is like, Wade's not Wade's not about it, I guess. Yeah, my reaction was pretty good. It shocked me that he just went, "Oh, look." It reminded me of that thing, but wait, there's more. All right, sorry, that's my fault. I did the tangent thing. I will look at Twitter. Yeah,
Archaeologist who has spent his
wait,
career
I'll look at Twitter.
unraveling the mysteries of the early 20th century.
Archaeology is always about the excitement of discovery. Looking at those
there it
objects coming out of the ground, looking at how they relate to the site. The artifactual evidence will tell us who wanted this built here and why.
I got a step here. Thanks.
They head for a new fourth structure that is less than a mile from 3 previously discovered stone structures that could have housed a high-value Nazi target on the run.
Daniel.
Hey.
They make contact with Daniel Chavalzone, who has been working around the clock to uncover artifacts from the area around the fourth structure.
15 y para allá. We found what we think is a belt.
The belt?
Belt. Yeah. It's heavy. It's not the normal, you know.
It was cut clean, had very clean lines. I mean, it looked more military. If you look at my belt, this is a military-issued belt that I got 15 years ago. Yeah. That belt looks stunningly similar to my belt.
Yeah.
This is our first clue that there could have been this is a military-issued belt.
Yeah, I wanted to actually highlight that because military issue belts, a lot of times, similar to even law enforcement, are heavy duty leather belts, kind of like that. And it's usually for usually carrying something heavier on your waist. Obviously, they call it, police belts, utility belt, and stuff like that, kind of like lending to Batman. You take the bat belt off because, but no, like when it comes to like carrying a sidearm or something like that, like Tim would do, you need a heavy duty belt like that. Especially since he's like special forces, dude's legit, man. Dude's legit. I think he still is too. If I remember correctly. So.
That I got 15 years ago. Yeah. That belt looks stunningly similar to my belt.
Yeah.
This is our first clue that there could have been a military complex here, but we're not done yet. So I need to get my eyes on this new building. Watch your foot through here.
Here we are.
but it is kind of
That's
cool
a
that they're
belief.
still making discoveries at that site. At this point, at least.
It's massive. Yes. Why is this in the middle of the jungle?
They, Anna?
Sorry, I had to step away real quick.
They, the people Ryan was referring to.
Oh, because I drink warm tea.
Yeah.
No, he was he said we, so I don't consider you to be,
Oh.
you know,
They,
you're-
but you said they don't get why we drink tea here. I mean, unless Ryan is a they them.
No, I'm definitely not a they them. I can confirmed.
2024. You never.
No. No, I understand why you guys drink tea because I got family members that drink hot tea. It's just
You just said that you don't get why people drink hot tea.
no, I do. I do. Most of the time it's like when it's cold out or like you have a cold. And trust me, when I've had a cold before, I have tried it. It's just not my thing. Like I kind of take after my dad, like going, so I love iced tea, like going and it just iced tea, just lemon,
Yeah.
and that's it. No sugar. When I was a little bit younger, I used to add like, a
But
packet of
you never
sugar.
had tea parties?
No, like is it a little girl in a tea party with their dolls?
Tea party, like, why does it have to be a girl?
Boys don't have tea parties.
I was 18, right? I was in Russia. I was at my parents' country house. I was with a whole bunch of like my friends who were like 17, 18, and we had tea parties where you come around and you play like chess or something and you drink hot tea in the summer.
No, I was too busy turning wrenches when I was a teenager, working on cars.
I was doing drywall.
And going and working out. I was a big fan of working out, you know. No, I'm not. I know that. Wow, that sounds like that's very. That sounds very American, and and also even worse, like
People
very.
in other parts of the world also do that, regardless of their gender, and they can drink hot tea.
Uh, I'm not knocking nobody who drinks hot tea. Not what I'm doing. I'm just saying that I was I was getting ready to go into the military, so I was I was getting into cars, because I'd always worked on cars with my dad when I was younger, but kind of not till like maybe around 14 that I really got really interested in them, and I started working pretty hard to join the military. I was also working too, because I had to work during high school to pay for my car insurance and gas and stuff. So
Yeah, Jack, come over to London. I'll take you to Marivanna, which is a tea room in Mayfair. You can have lots of tea and scones.
it's says there are fancy cafeterias with cakes and scones.
Yep.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Is there another option? I'm not because
No, there is none. You have to do it.
you have to do it. What is it, like the bug thing again? You always eat the bugs.
You go from eating the bugs to being fancy and having your cup of tea and your scone. And oh my God, question: cottage cheese first or jam?
Never cottage cheese because
Controversial.
gross. Always jam.
No, it's not gross. It's the best thing ever. But again, we're going into a
Cottage cheese, then jam.
Cheese. I really don't. I've tried it. I really don't. But I haven't tried it in a long time. Maybe I should try it again. Because when I was younger, I didn't used to like tomatoes, but now I'll eat a tomato raw. That's good stuff.
yes, Kathy. Crumpets are the best. As much butter as you can on the crumpets. Oh my God.
You have a little tea and
Honey
crumpets.
on top, or even with Marmite. Oh, I
Are
love
you
it.
hungry?
I think so. Yes.
Do you need to go get a sandwich or something?
I mean, she kind of has to, after all the Doritos she had,
Yes.
Okay.
kind of have to get some real food in there at some point.
I'll give her a break on the Doritos because there was one time I was like super hungry and there wasn't a whole lot in the house, and I took jalapeno Cheetos and I had like spicy bean dip, and I just sat there and dipped. It's probably like 1,000 calories easily.
Oh yeah, if I have a bag here, it's empty. But I'm not gonna like if I open it up, it's gonna be empty in one sitting.
All right. Looks like
That's why I don't get cheese.
just as guys, cheese is pretty decent. Depends on what you put it on, use it with. All right, that's fair. Look, I'm not opposed to trying new. Well, I'm kind of opposed to trying one thing, bugs. But then again, I mean, I listen to Joe Rogan all the time, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I've eaten this bug, I've eaten that bug. It's not a big deal. Like whatever." It's like,
Well, again, going back to the topic we're discussing, people in the Second World War actually ate glue and grass, like in the blockade of St. Petersburg. When the Germans approached it, because it's the closest on the Western European side of Russia, or back then the Soviet Union, they blockaded everything, so people were not getting any food. So first they resulted to eating all of the kind of scraps that they could find. Then it was glue, grass, and then it went to cannibalism. And
Lovely.
yeah, there's a lot of really, really good Soviet films from later in the day that portray what the blockade by the Nazis, the Germans, and then there's a lot of really good Stalingrad films too. But like when it comes to food, I think I'm never going to be picky. So if it's bugs, it's going to be bugs.
No, Jack says do not eat the bugs.
Yes, we will eat the bugs. We've had this conversation before. But I wonder if your favorite Tim is going to eat the bugs.
He probably has. Yeah. Well, odd fact. You know why ketchup was invented? It was during World War I, and it was to take questionable meat and make it more tolerable to eat in the field.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Have you ever had coffee with chicory? Made
What?
of chicory?
Chicory.
Yeah, the blue plant.
Yeah, chicory is really good, actually. It's better for you than actual coffee.
That's how they made coffee during the war.
Yeah.
I don't actually drink coffee. I will if I need to.
Well, I probably wouldn't drink American coffee either.
I mean, just in general, I don't really drink coffee. What's wrong with our coffee? You don't like Folgers? It's the best part of waking up. We're moving on. We're not doing jingles.
Is this typical?
No, absolutely no.
That's quite a large structure. We could potentially look at these
Yes,
fittings
they do.
around the doors and the windows for preliminary data.
Packed with sugar.
Yes, sure.
I'm interested in these nails. Historical archaeologists call these wire nails. They're industrially mass-produced, so we're getting 20th century architecture here rather than something earlier.
The structure dates to the 1940s. That much is fairly clear.
Standing here, I see similarities to buildings 1, 2, and 3. Are these stones the same as the other building?
Oh, yes. The stone.
So now we're actually getting a little bit clearer of a glimpse, right? So the other structures are worn quite badly to where and I'm going back to it to where you can see it was actually, so the stones were meant to be basically like bricks. They were meant to be the structure of it, and then there was actual like a wall or plastering or something like that put over it to make it look more aesthetically pleasing. So that's one thing that I kind of had an issue with when I first watched this. I was like, Hitler's isn't going to live in like the stone house. And it's like, well, no, you find out later one of the buildings that seems to be more preserved better, it actually had real walls. Like like most houses are made out of brick and wood, and and it's like you put, as Clifton would know, you put drywall over it because that's what makes the wall. So yeah, just wanted to kind of allude to that, but all right.
Oh, yes. The stone, the plaster, the windows, the frames. There are a lot of similarities, but there are a lot of differences.
These doors are really wide.
Absolutely. Here you see there was a door of 2 parts, to open all. This is not normal in your house.
Absolutely not normal. This isn't for residential use. This
No,
is
it's a very wide
family
door.
Moving in and out. Everything feels powerful, thick, durable, and industrial. The first thing that stands out to me about this is the open floor layout. If I were to envision what this use was, this feels like military barracks. This is where you line up bunk beds and put soldiers. 1 floor,
Yes.
2 floor, wide open.
And I'm backing up real quick. Yes, it does. This reminds me 100% of a barracks.
This is where you line
Because
up
it's 2
bunk
floors.
beds and put soldiers.
Yeah.
1 floor, 2 floor, wide open. If you had heavy equipment, you're obviously going to be putting it on the ground floor. And you're going to have people sleeping on the floor above it. This is built like a military support structure.
So to kind of actually lend some credence to this, again, I was stationed in Germany, and where our company was, we had a barracks above it. Our company was actually the 529th Military Police Company was actually, it was in the basement. All the offices were down there. And then of course, when you went up, there were 2 other floors, and it was laid out really similar to this. And those were additional barracks on top of it, in addition to the other barracks that we had across the way. It's set up 100% like that. So, but real quick, Andy said, Whataburger, a tasty Texas burger chain, has a spicy ketchup. They do have a spicy ketchup version, and their fancy ketchup. It's fancy ketchup with black pepper, basically. I like Whataburger. It's not my favorite burger chain. I don't like McDonald's. McDonald's is bad. I really like In-N-Out. It's really good. Why are you laughing?
I don't mind McDonald's.
Well, that's
I
because
don't mind Burger King. I don't like. I
That's
don't
'cause
mind
you-
it.
Yeah.
I miss the time when you could go to McDonald's and actually get a cheeseburger for $1.
Yes. Used to be able to do that at Burger King too. I'd go get like 4 cheeseburgers for like $4, and I'd be like, I'd go ham, dude.
And Jack and Chat can attest to this. I don't know if he goes to McDonald's, but they canceled the best McChicken thing ever in the UK. They don't have it anymore. They remade it into so remember the McChicken, like it was so
Mhm.
good with like yeah, they canceled that. Now it's
It
like
had like the lettuce and the the
they
mayo on
have
it.
just like the round bun with the chicken shoved inside with the lettuce and mayo.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. You know what's ironically good? The fillet of fish.
Ew! Ew! No, it's so bad. No.
It's all bad.
Oh my god, no, it's bad. But like Burger King was kind of cool, and they closed a lot of them even before the coup, and now like you don't really have you have McDonald's everywhere, Burger King only specific places. We don't have whatever the burger whatever burger place you just mentioned. We have
what a burger.
Five Guys, and it's so shit. It's shit. It's
Really?
super expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah,
Oh.
this is definitely expensive as hell.
Like a
Five Guys
milkshake
is
is
expensive here.
like 12 quid. A hot dog is like 13, 14 quid.
Yeah.
Which is like 16, 17, $18 for no.
And it's really just a hot dog that you can just literally go to the store and you pay like $1 for it, and that's like
and Anna and I had this conversation a couple days ago. It's because the UK is an island and they don't really make anything. Everything has to be imported. And
I mean, Germany's the same. We only have, McDonald's, Burger King are like the chains. Germany is starting to get Five Guys, which I do like it. I like that peanut. I like that peanut butter taste, the peanut butter oil that they use. But it's
Oh my god, what is wrong with you? No.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
like
Jack said,
Okay.
it says Five Guys is extraordinary.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
expensive here.
Yeah, it is.
I could probably go to Five Guys right now and get a burger, get a drink.
Like I would rather for that price go to something that's called Nando's, which is like get a cheeky Nando's. And I know all the UK people in the chat, and Doug especially will get this, but like cheeky nandos with like your boneless chicken thighs and some garnish, and it's like a South African dude's created the chain back in the day, like back when I was a teenager, even before then. It's still expensive today, but it's worth it because it tastes so good. And like you can get like fresh like broccoli and garlic or some like coleslaw, and you can get peri peri chips. I just love my Nando's.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna spend the
rather-
money for Five Guys, I could just go to a really good burger restaurant. Like it's not a chain.
Mhm,
It's
yeah.
just they make burgers there, and they're really awesome. Never heard of that place either.
Exactly.
Nando's is banging, better value for your money. And this is actually what I was gonna actually highlight initially. We used to make everything ourselves, Ryan. We started outsourcing it, and it all went to shit. Yes, I know.
Same with
And-
Germany.
As an avid watcher of the real Top Gear, y'all know what I'm talking about.
The real, not the Amazon one.
Yeah, the real Top Gear. Well, at least they, what was it called? At least they carried over the original cast. But anyway, the original Top Gear, yeah, they talk about the fact that the UK outsources so many things that they don't make anything themselves anymore, and everything is outrageous, including cars. So,
Yeah, the
I-
Jaguar is made by India.
you know what's really sad is that some American cars are made in Japan, and then we have plants here in America, Honda of America. Are you serious? Like, what are you doing?
All right.
Yes, to cars and planes and things, and this is going to be interesting.
4 feet thick walls with doors that you can push pallets of ammunition through. If this is a military complex, you have to have a place to house your personnel. This could be just that. You're going to be limiting access to
No, Clifton,
protect
come
what you're
back.
storing in here. And if you're going to be hiding and protecting Adolf Hitler, you're going to have building like
Kitty
this.
did.
This information has the potential to really change the entire course of our investigation.
While the field team continues to explore the jungles of Argentina, Bob and John review the findings from the German leg of their investigation, where a declassified MI6 document reporting that Adolf Hitler was flown from a makeshift runway in Berlin on April 29, 1945, led the team to uncover a never-before-known fifth exit from Hitler's Fuhrer bunker.
Well, for me, the most mysterious part is exit 5. Here's the entry.
From there, it goes into a tunnel. Precisely at this point, the East German secret police, the Stasi, were conducting their own investigation.
A declassified Stasi file reveals that this fifth exit would have connected to a 2,000-foot-long tunnel ending at the base of the Brandenburg Gate. This iconic monument marks the beginning of Tiergarten Park, which was redesigned by Hitler to be the crown jewel of his capital city.
So what did it get him getting in the...
The added the heavy addition of the marching. Like,
And I'm sorry if you're seeing me. I'm just like writing down the dates and some things that they're saying to then see if they actually make any sense when they're talking about things. Because I already have some discrepancies there between what they're actually saying in the show.
no, you're good. And also, I don't understand why you would apologize for being seen. They'd probably rather see you most often than Clifton and me in the back.
No, I said
Taylor
I
Swift thing.
apologize if you see me writing, not if you see
Yeah,
me.
no, I know.
Everybody see me. I'm great. I'm good.
She killed my joke, guys. She killed my joke.
I always do that. I do. I apologize.
No, it's funny.
Again.
Jack says I'm writing a book about the ghost of the Adolf's childhood home. I'm calling it Haunting Hitler. Are you really? Because that would be awesome. If it's a joke, it's really awesome too. I'll give you applause for that.
Middle of the Tiergarten at the
No,
Brandenburg
Jack.
Gate.
Brandenburg Gate, Hitler, plane.
I mean, somebody has to write that book now.
No!
Let's take a look at this document here. So this is dated December 29th, 1949. The reporting agency is the Soviet Union. A plane, which was piloted by Hanna Reich on the 28th of April, flew out of Berlin from the Brandenburg Gate.
According to this document, it looks like it was a runway. It was a makeshift runway. And they're flying out as late as the 28th of April.
Which is only one day before Captain Baumgart flew Hitler from perhaps the same location.
If Hanna Reich leaves on the 28th, makes it out successfully, a test run if you like, Hitler could have got out of Berlin the day after.
Now, we did learn last season that Hanna Reich, she was an experimental test pilot for the Third Reich, and she was very, 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 very good at what she did. Shout out to women breaking new grounds. For all you glass ceiling weirdos out there, no, this lady was actually breaking glass ceilings. She's flying through them in an experimental aircraft that the Germans gave her, and they had a lot of experimental aircraft. So, any thoughts about that? Anna, you look like you want to say something.
No, so we have her on the 28th doing her experimental taking off. So now it's from the Brandenburg Gate. Because last season they didn't specify. They just said that there were documents saying that she took off and did like an experimental thing.
Yes.
And then so now they're saying on the 29th that the CIA whatever or the pilot, I forget his name, under oath says that he took Hitler out of. So okay, that kind of tracks. But again, like I don't. We're gonna go to the whole like
The Brandenburg Gate.
yeah, and in Russian we call it chassé.
Also, and this is this document confirming the Brandenburg Gate theory is coming from the former Soviet Union. So now we have, because I do believe, yes, Anna's correct. It was like a CIA document that alleged Hanna Reich, but didn't have a specific location. And now this one is saying Hanna Reich, Brandenburg, and it's from the Soviet Union. Which after World War II, unfortunately, we just weren't that friendly with each other. So,
but I've been to that. I've been to Berlin a couple of times, seen the Brandenburger Tor. I saw the road that leads up to the Siegessäule. That is a huge flat road. Like, yeah.
Andy, you are very funny. You're a funny guy.
I think it starts with this. Andy says, Clifton, have you listened to Pink Floyd music? Have you seen the huge show Roger Waters put on Potsdamer? It's an amazing show. He brought in many famous musicians and did a whole The Wall show, including a huge wall that they collapsed at the end. There's a Pink Floyd song called The Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also it kind of This is an amazing show too. You brought together a lot of people at the end. That 1989 wall is going to collapse.
Also, shout out to the fact that we actually hit 30 viewers on this one, so that's a testament to all you awesome people watching. Yeah, an album called The Wall. So let's get back into it.
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Could this be the makeshift runway Hitler used to escape from Berlin? Is it even reasonable to fly in and get out on the 29th of April when the Russians were circling the city?
We can go in and we can corroborate that there was indeed this makeshift airstrip. We may really have something here.
Back to Berlin.
Panarike, she's able to
Yo,
fly
yo,
a
yo,
plane in
yo,
and out of
no. No, 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 no. No, quit. Sorry. Gotta correct this. Nope. That
I
is not
was
true. That
I
is
was
not
born
true.
before. Yes,
I was born
I was.
before. I was born years before that. So
The irony is that I think all of us are roughly around the same age. Some of us are pulling it off much better than I am. Just saying. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, you can say I didn't really notice much of it because it was like a month after I was born.
Yeah, I was born in 85. So August 4th, 1985. I am a Leo. People keep telling me that.
yeah, so no.
Wow, Andy, you graduated in 89. Nice. Makes you feel better. My mom was born in like 63. She's a lovely woman. I love my mom. She's good people. My sister was born in 89. So, but no, I didn't know anything about that at the time. I was way too young. Hell, I didn't see the Hunt for Red October in full until yesterday. So, and that came out in 1990.
I mean, but yeah, I may not have like noticed when the wall fell and all that because I was too little, but definitely when I moved to Germany, like in '99, there was still like it's still a big part of Germany. It's still a big part of the talk in political circles. It's still a part of, just every day-to-day things, it's
Yeah,
definitely
of course.
discussed in school, and you still see the lasting effects of that. Some of them aren't,
Mhm.
really that great
Okay,
because
so sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
No, I was just gonna shit on East Germany.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about this, but I was kind of exposed to it because I came from a political family, so I kind of had to from a very early age. And I remember at the age of 4 being in Canberra, Australia, where it was the USSR, United States, and Australia as little kids doing like a dance in the embassy, and we all had to compete and who would win. And like I was doing my I don't know if you know that dance, Kalinka Malinka, where you sit down and you do the
Mhm.
that Russian thing. Yeah, and then the Americans were doing some like Elvis Presley, whatever, Michael Jackson shit, and Australians were just running around doing weird stuff as usually they do. No offense. I love Australia. But I was behind the stage, and the lady actually said to my mom, "We're going to give it to the United States because the USSR is not in favor." So it like from a very early age, that's like when I started hearing like things are not being fair. And
Mhm.
that's like you get exposed to that the politics of things. So and I saw, the TV was always on if you're in a politically inclined family. Still at the same time, it's kind of like, okay, whatever happens, happens. I'm going to go outside and play with my snails, and
Yeah.
climb my trees.
I don't think that politics should be drug into that kind of a thing. And I didn't think and this might be a hot take for some people. Um I don't think that Russia should have been expelled from Eurovision for invading Ukraine. You cannot like it, that's fine. That's great. But um that would be like expelling the United States from the NFL. I don't know, something or whatever, or the World Cup for invading Afghanistan. It's like it has nothing to do with the reason that people are coming together. And it's maybe had you not been divided on that, they would understand the fact that one man's decision is not a whole country's burden, and it goes in this instance too. When it comes to our former president or even the current one, I don't. I mean, you don't have to like either one of them, but it's
Yeah.
not. We shouldn't be held by one person's standards. Don't hold the whole country to one person's standards. That's
Yeah.
crap. Um,
And yeah, I totally agree. 2006, the World Cup was taking place in Germany,
Mhm.
and a lot of the games happened in the city where I went to school, and it just really showed me like soccer or any kind of a sport where every nation can come
Football,
together.
football. It's not
I
soccer. It's
I know,
football.
but Ryan would have thought I was talking about American.
No, I would
Yeah.
have known what you're talking about because I was in Germany in 2006. I was in Heidelberg, dude. Like going to the World Cup, nuts.
The cities were full of people from every country in the world, and we all came there for football.
Yep.
We had fun together. We were playing out on the streets, if someone had a ball and we were kicking it, it just a lot of fun, and it just shows you that if you exclude someone from that, there's no way that the people can come together.
Yeah.
And that's just crap.
Yeah, no, I was is it American? I know I saw it all. Wookie Be Bad says,
Hey, Wookie.
did you find the guy with the
Hey,
funny
Wookie.
mustache? No, not yet. As an American, I was obviously rooting for the US team, but the US men's team is not great because because the other teams are just much better than we are. Um, but when they lost, I automatically, being an American living in Germany, I rooted for the German team. Because it's like I'm I'm a Denver Broncos fan. I was raised in Colorado. Like when that is my team
Right.
through and through. But when the Broncos didn't make the playoffs, and then of course Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where I was living, the city of Tampa Bay, beat the Chiefs, I was rooting on the Bucks, like going because I lived there. You understand that. So no,
Yeah.
but yeah, and this, even though it is geopolitical talk, but it does have to do with history because you know what, there are certain things that bring people together. Sporting events is a big one of them. The
Mhm.
Eurovision, whether you like it or not, like it brings people together. It's probably one of the most watched things. It is the most watched thing around the world, I think, other than the World Cup.
No, I hate it. I don't watch it anymore. Thank you. It's cringe.
It is cringe.
That's true.
It is
Oh, man.
cringe. It became cringe when after. So anyway, after
I
about
used to watch
around
it as a
2020,
kid.
yeah, it became very cringe about 2020 because it became political. It stopped being just these countries. What 44? How many countries?
I don't know.
20,
Who knows?
24.
They keep adding and removing them.
Yeah,
Um,
Australia's a part of it. But anyway, yeah. So let's
Here on April 28th. Allegedly, on April 29th, Baumgart flies Hitler out of here.
Lanny DePaul and Sasha Kyle investigate the avenue running from the Brandenburg Gate through Tiergarten Park in search of evidence that it could have been used as a makeshift runway.
So, Sasha, take me back. Let's say April 20th to the 30th. Did the Nazis occupy this area right here? From the Brandenburg...
of course he's responding to Wookie says, "What's up, Jack?" Not much, mate. Not much. Still hunting. Still owes me 1,000 Deutschmarks, the bastard.
Yes, that's about $500. Is that all that you need?
Well, in all honesty, it would probably actually, with inflation, it'd probably actually
Yeah, it'd be much more,
triple.
but it would be much more. But I was here in Germany when they changed from mark to euros
Euro.
and
Boo.
just cut your money in half, but everything had the same price tag on it. So
Yeah, I'm so happy that we still have the pound.
Yep. Hashtag Brexit was a good idea. As an American,
Excusez-moi.
do I have it?
No.
Isn't that what Brexit is when you guys left the European Union?
Yeah, I don't think it was a good idea in the end.
well, I kind of wish Germany would leave the European Union because I mean, Germany pays for it. My tax dollars goes into it, and I can't vote for the people who tell me what to do.
That seems to be in the
A
minority.
lot of people were, but after the whole pro-Brexit thing, yeah, like I don't want to get too political, but it's again going back to what we're talking about. And I'm sorry, I'm eating my gherkins. I don't want to be on stream eating.
You don't
But
get memed.
no, I think you would get memed over and over again.
I do actually.
But no, with like, sorry, that was a I nearly choked there on my
Please
gherkin.
don't choke.
I just think it's always better when we come together and start instead of having like but I understand that different cultures are different and we have our own thing going on, but since Brexit, it's just for me been the prices have radically changed. And again, like it's kind of like a sanction, and it makes the like produce in Britain, like people producing their own foods, their own goods, like that encourages it, but then the price for everything is so high.
So it's having a massive economic
Yeah.
impact. Kind of like,
I mean, I'm
what-
paying basically 200 euros more than what I did before the entire inflation thing. So
holy shit.
a month on groceries. So
Holy
same
cow.
thing here. And we're still in the European Union.
Well, that's what happens when governments print money like it's going out of style. And look, these are all actually all kind of spot on topics. And the reason I'm going to say that is because again, what happens today becomes history tomorrow, and we're actively seeing that all around the world. And people are suffering over prices. Like going, it's insane to go to the grocery store, and that's not fair to people. It really isn't. So, all right, we're getting we only got a little bit, about 15 minutes.
This was defended to the last hours of the Third Reich. This was the last stronghold controlled by German army and by Hitler. All the other airstrips and airports were down and forced by the Russians in these days.
So is this guy now part of the team?
Not really, no.
Okay.
He's just he's just an excellent point of reference because he knows everything. He's the most reputable source of everything Berlin from the Third Reich. So that's why he's kind of a part of it. But I kind of feel like they stuck him and Lenny DePaul together because they're like they're a little bit polar opposites, but they seem to work well together. I don't know. That's just my feeling about that. So Anna, how are the pickles?
Oh my god, so good. Literally. No, I'm not gonna do it on stream. But I disagree with you a little bit. I think that you can have an expert, but it's like having, right, when you hire somebody in court to be your witness expert, like they will say what you want them to say because they're not doing it for free.
Well, yeah, I can see that. But he doesn't seem to be interjecting his opinion. He just seems to be showing him, what's on file, right? Or the actual physical locations. But I look, I definitely understand that, especially because, expert witnesses in court is a thing. You can pay a doctor to say, no, there was nothing wrong with what happened in 2020 where people were forced to do something. They're like, oh, and it was the best decision ever. And it's like, you got paid, bro. Everybody knows you got paid. But we'll move on.
The massive foundation of the Victory column, they placed the radar control and aircraft control.
Can we get in the Victory column?
Yes.
You can get me up top?
Yeah.
Let's go. I got to see this. What a vantage point that would be.
It was a kind of jewel, a gem of the government. It was a hotspot for the fighting in the last war days.
Oh, this whole place is shot up.
The Russians with General Konyev, the troops were just over there a few hundred meters, and they knew that German soldiers were inside.
Look at these bullet holes, Sasha. I can't believe this. This was pretty much the last stand for the Germans. So this
Yeah,
place was
and I
held
went
up
up
for
to
a
that
reason.
and saw that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
That's really wild that it still has bullet holes into it to this day. Yeah.
I had to go up there alone. My fiance didn't want to come. It's too much walking.
Wait, who didn't want to go?
My fiance.
Oh, I didn't know you were engaged there, sir.
Yeah, thank God that didn't happen.
Oh, never mind. If she sees this, hi. So just no.
By April 24th, 1945, the advancing Soviet army encircled the once pristine capital of the Third Reich. With each passing day, the Soviets tightened their grip around the heart of Berlin, forcing nearly all remaining Nazi troops to retreat and defend a 4-square-mile area of the Inner Government District, which included the Führerbunker, Tiergarten Park, and the Victory Column.
I got chills just thinking about the Russians are outside, shooting at us with everything they got. The Russians were 100 meters out. High-ranking Nazi officials, they knew they were signing their death warrant right there. Why would they be here? Oh, wow. Holy cow, look at this. You gotta be kidding me. You can see any Russian aircraft coming in. Makes sense from this vantage point. You got a makeshift runway right here. There's only one reason that the Nazis would be held up here in this tower. This is basically an air traffic control tower. Where's the Führer bunker from here? 600 meters?
600, 700, but not more.
He could jump in the tunnels through the Tiergarten to here.
The team has now uncovered a new exit from Hitler's Führer bunker that would have led to a tunnel below Tiergarten Park and connected directly to a massive boulevard extending from the Brandenburg Gate.
I get the length of this as a makeshift runway, but width-wise, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, look at the length, it's perfect. What about these lampposts?
Oh yeah, I mean the length is 2,000 feet, 3,000 feet. It's huge. You could land a space shuttle on that thing. When we had a space shuttle, that would have rockets to land themselves.
What now? Hitler's gone to space.
I'm just saying.
But we know he's on the dark side of the moon.
Guys, I my apologies for Anna. It's her last day. I'm kidding. People stop watching this show. They'd be like,
No, Jack, we're commenting on StreamYard, so this is being streamed on 2 different channels.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I might actually, I might actually leave it that way. It doesn't seem to be hurting anything, and it also, because people don't like subscribing to new channels unless,
No, but the thing that to address Jack is if somebody replies on StreamYard and you're replying to somebody who's in the different chat, you can't see what they said.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're on Legion Talk and also Legion Teaches History. It's just one of those things.
How are you going to get wings of an airplane down here? Like every 15, 20 yards apart, right?
Hundreds, the whole line.
Taking a look at the lampposts that were every 10 meters apart, it would have been very risky to accommodate an aircraft. Not only was Adolf Hitler tactically sound, he was a forward thinker. I mean, those lampposts could...
Why are you laughing?
Okay. These are lampposts, which they're talking about if back in the day, Mustache Man wanted to escape and there was a plane going down that high strasse, they would not have those lampposts there the way they are today, because back in the day Berlin was bombed and all of that would have been destroyed. All of that would have not been, the lampposts are not the same as they were in 1945 in the end of April, beginning of May. Sorry, that is just stupid.
Not actually stupid. It's just making an observation at the moment until it's revealed later.
Okay.
Until it's revealed later on that because they're going off of the evidence they have in front of them, right? And then they find that photograph. They're like going, "Oh, there's no lamp posts on either side." And so, spoilers.
Yeah, you know they can't jump directly to the conclusion. The show would be over with.
Yeah, Anna, why do you want the show to be over with?
I don't know, because it's stupid.
And this is why she's here. It's excellent entertainment. You're actually really funny. Yeah, I don't know if you know that.
Could have easily clipped a wing and that whole escape plan would have been grounded. And it's just a gut feeling, but as a criminal investigator, it just doesn't add up. The way it looks right now, for the wingspan of this aircraft to get up and down this runway, it's a death trap.
That's an eerie looking building, and I can just imagine what had occurred there.
While waiting for an update from the German leg of their investigation, Bob and John focused their attention to the findings from the jungles of Misiones, Argentina, where they have discovered a new fourth structure. In the same area that a declassified Argentinian document reports a Nazi militarized outpost after World War II.
I think this is just an anomaly that's just like glaring, huge. Who builds a two-story structure with reinforced walls, very thick bolts in the middle of the jungle? I mean, it looks like somebody took a plan from maybe a barracks and said, all right, go put this in Misiones out in the jungle where nobody can see it. The more we get into the Misiones site, the more it starts looking like something military related. According to the Argentine report, this was a military zone, and voila, what do we have here? A military type structure. You put soldiers there, supplies, and then that would protect the main residences. I truly think this is huge. I mean, I think it is huge.
Always lingered in my mind in the first part of our investigation is, okay, if it was Hitler that's in that building or some other high-value target, where are the people that are providing the security for him? Are they living in the same building?
I mean, he just didn't go out there and set up his mansion, you know, and do everything himself. But now we're talking about someplace you could put personnel that wouldn't be right in where you lived.
I'd like to see artifacts that relate to soldiers that would be used for the protection of a high-value target. If this was a militarized outpost, you need soldiers to fortify it. And so they would have left evidence behind. I think we're clever enough to
find out who was in that building.
Exactly.
These are the artifacts.
Yeah, here are all the artifacts.
Deep in the jungles of Misiones, Daniel Chavozan has granted Tim Kennedy and Alasdair Brooks access to his base camp, the home for thousands of artifacts Daniel has uncovered from the four structures that make up this Nazi jungle hideout.
This is from all the sites you've been working on?
Absolutely all came from inside the site.
Finding the two-story building is significant. We need to find clues in these artifacts.
Okay, can I just stop you right there? That is sorry, real quick. That is one thing I do not like. They are the narrator says it is a Nazi jungle hideout. We have not established this in any way, shape, or form. Do not say this as a narrator.
That's a good point. Real quick, and I'm not brushing that aside, Anna. Jack says I got to run on stream myself shortly. Have a good rest of your stream, guys. Good to see you again. Hail chat. Yeah, thanks, Jack, man.
Take care, Jack.
We'll have your cheeky Nando's.
I mean, Jack, if you ever want to be on a stream, man, just let me know, dude. We'd love to have you back. You've been on more than once, and you're a good dude. Yeah, found a bottle of schnapps, huh? Yes. No, and Anna is right, because a reasonable a reasonable person would conclude that yes, there is massive Third Reich presence in this area, but to call it a Nazi hideout, it's like you're inferring your own narrative on it, and it's and again, yeah, dude, yeah, just send me a DM, man. Like, let me know. Yeah,
Well,
even if
maybe
it's
he'll respond to your DMs when he doesn't to mine.
I don't know.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, that's not the point is when you have a narrator, you keep it down to the fact. And then you have your experts. Like, I think this might have been a Nazi hideout. When a narrator says this, it means that it is the way it is, which is
Mhm.
to me weird. I don't like that. It's
Yeah, no, they're
decision.
definitely trying to make people think like, yes, this is indeed what it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like reading a history book, and when a history book says something, you're going to allude to that's probably the best probable, most reasonable outcome that has been investigated going forward. And it's also one of the reasons that I get irritated, in the modern world, about mainstream media and politicians saying things that are just factually not true. And it's like, no, you're held to a higher standard, dude. And it does. And I would allude to the fact that the narrator of this show is held to a higher standard. If Tim wants to call it a Nazi hideout, like going, that's fine because Tim's on the ground. The narrator has been done after the fact, right? Tim's on camera at that moment saying something. The narrator's not.
Yeah.
It's not like they went pause, narrator, and then the Nazi hideout. Like, it's like he's not on the set. Nobody
Yeah.
And I mean, I have to say, like, if Tim says something like that or any of the other people, it's usually from the perspective of this looks like
Mhm.
something.
It's
They
speculation.
themselves don't. Yeah, they themselves aren't like this is definite.
Yeah, yeah. No, investigators speculate all the time. It's how you solve a murder. It's how you solve, you know, it's how you solve history. Like on, questions from history. You have to speculate, and then you see if what the evidence does lines up. And when it does, you're like, okay, well that's what happened, right? And this is no different. So no, I do very much agree. Again, it's sensationalized because it's a docudrama. I love me some docudramas, but like going, that's what it is.
And what they were doing here.
How many artifacts have you found in your excavation work?
For the moment, over 4,000 fragments and items, but we keep digging.
4,000 items, 4,000 pieces of evidence or artifacts, whatever you want to call it. And yes, I see what Andy asked. Isn't there at least one German-speaking town in Argentina which is populated by? Yes, there are. There's multiple, and Anna hit the nail on the head. There's definitely more.
Mhm.
So there's a large population of descendants of Germans in all of South America, not just Argentina.
As you'd likely expect, my eyes are caught by the ceramics.
Yeah, you're an expert on that.
Those are fancy.
This one's particularly interesting to me. A gravy boat in the middle of the jungle?
And again, these are two archaeologists talking to each other. Tim is not interjecting, which is the way it should be. Two experts talking to each other. One for the History Channel, the other guy's just digging up stuff at Misiones, right? So that's a good back and forth.
And these structures are in the middle of nowhere. Why would you have a level of formal dining, a level of that aspiration to gentility in these households?
I don't think there's any question anybody could doubt that somebody was prepared to stay here for as long as they wanted and could feel safe.
This is particularly interesting because it has a German maker's mark. That's Villeroy and Bosch. If I were to find this in, say, Buenos Aires, I might not be too surprised. Here in Misiones, on the banks of the Paraná River, in these sites that are complex of sites that are hidden away, that's more remarkable. This is highly breakable, highly fragile materials made in Germany.
Oh, real quick, I just want to highlight you can literally see where it's worn, but it says made in Germany.
Yep.
And fancy makers of thing. Look, a maker wants to put its mark on it, especially when it's something that's very high valued. It's very fancy. It's something you can't get anywhere else. Um, it's it's why if you go to an NFL shop and you buy a jersey, and then you go to a certain website and buy a jersey from that made in China.
I mean, I wouldn't really compare Bosch China to a jersey from the NFL. I mean, that
What?
shit is expensive. Like,
Look,
I have some China from Germany, and
mhm.
that is something that you don't drink from it every day. It's something that's very valuable.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a quality thing. Um,
Yeah, that whole thing started in before World War One, actually. I think it was actually the British who started stamping like
Yep.
what countries stuff comes from, and Germany started like putting their stamp on their own things, and like it was a staple of quality.
mhm.
You don't get that anymore today in Germany.
Well, it alludes to the time period. Even then, like going to say made in Germany,
Yeah.
And
and
to
to
find it in the middle of a Misiones in Argentina is again
in the
how
dirt.
yeah, like why did it get there? So
Yeah,
again, another clue to somebody did escape. Was it him?
we don't know. Just speculating. That's what a
But
lot of
someone did escape, and it seems like lived there. So I mean,
Yeah.
still interesting,
Mhm.
even if it isn't Hitler.
Accepting that Hitler's style of living was higher end, there is connection, an unexpected level of formal dining here in the jungle.
This doesn't look like somebody is there to hide. This is like somebody is there to live comfortably. And to me, for a high-value target like Adolf Hitler, to be comfortable and safe, that means that they have soldiers around them. Have you found anything that is military or that would be used to protect somebody that could live this comfortably?
Yes, we have some other thing. Oh, here you have, for example, bullets.
And this is obviously 9mm bullets. This bullet has been used historically to protect the most important people on the planet. And is still used today for that exact same reason. Of all of the different things that he'd found, of all the different fragments of bottles, medicine, trash, cans, the military item still used today for that
Also,
exact
real quick,
obviously.
I do want to show something. It's a 9mm cartridge. It's gonna go back, isn't it? Must okay. Tim, stop waving your hand. Okay, so I wanna highlight this. It's a 9mm cartridge, which what he is holding in his hand because it is an expended round. As you can see, the round has been punched. So this is the primer. The round has been punched and it has been shot, showing it's either been used for defense or most likely for practice to keep because soldiers have to constantly qualify and stay up to date. Now you can see these ones right here are not expended rounds because they still have the actual
Be
physical
safe.
projectile.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, some people around the world don't understand weapons as much.
Bullets.
And this is obviously 9mm bullets. This bullet has been used historically to protect the most important people on the planet. And is still used today for that exact same reason. Of all of the different things that he'd found, of all the different fragments of bottles, medicine, trash, cans, the military items were the least frequent. That made a lot of sense to me. These are not guys who are going to be losing bullets, dropping magazines, losing guns. These are trained soldiers. They're not going to leave a trace of what they're doing or how they do it. I would almost want to segregate all of these artifacts. In my mind, the people that were living comfortably, the people that were secure, the people that were being protected, and then everybody else. The person that is using this, I think, is protected by the people that are using that.
It's Brandenburg Gate. This is a possible runway.
Bob and John review the findings of their investigation to determine if the street between the Brandenburg Gate and the Victory Column could have been used as a makeshift runway to fly Hitler out of Berlin in the final days of the war, as reported by a declassified MI6 file.
We got the Victory Column. Its height certainly could have been used for a makeshift air traffic control center.
You've got all the makings of a runway except problems with the wingspan. When it's getting very convincing that Hitler left through the Tiergarten. You know, Hitler bringing his troops in, so the last defense, circling the wagons. So Tiergarten is looking really good, except for the lampposts that run down the road, because that makes it very hazardous place to take off. Not the kind of risk a good planner would have built into this. The main thing is the light poles.
You're right. Is the avenue wide enough? Well, that's really the question.
Yeah, I think that's key. Absolutely key.
To determine if this avenue was wide enough to navigate a plane through in the final days of the war, Lenny makes contact with Alessandro Nusso and Federico Uccelli of Leica Geosystems.
I need dimensions. I need the width of the street from the Brandenburg Gate to the column.
We can do it. We will generate a 360-degree spherical image, providing 256 megapixels each second.
With 7 laser scanners and a 360
Oh my god, I love that thing.
array.
It's like something out of Star Wars. I would have that at my party.
Sorry. It reminds me of the Google Earth vehicle that you see. I've seen those too. Like going,
Yeah, I've seen them as well.
it's like going, oh, Google Earth. You're like, thank you for the map. Yeah, no, it's even at this time frame too. So we're in 2018, and obviously, we're 6 years after that now in today's world. The technology that we had to, it's super cool looking.
The Leica Pegasus 2 is used by forensic analysts all over the world to transform crime scenes into 3D models with accuracy down to the millimeter.
So
The
awesome.
result of the scan will allow the investigative team to examine Hitler's possible escape route from every angle.
So
As a
again,
nerd,
one
God,
thing-
that's awesome.
Kudo, we were talking about photography, right? So the Leica cameras they're mostly the lenses that are made in Germany, are some of the most expensive, best cameras that are out there
In the world.
Apart from the Hasselblad, which is even more expensive, which is also German. So the best cameras are German. The Leica, so I have 2, but one of the ones which is the most expensive is the Leica 2M, which is 30 years old. So the older they get, the more expensive they get, because the lenses that they made back then and this is for 35 millimeter photography, were just awesome. If anybody wants to ever buy a Leica, which is either like 35 mil or click and shoot, and you have the money, definitely go for that brand. Their lenses are the best in the world. Again, apart from Hasselblad, which are awesome. So go German, people.
I see you nerded out a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I've actually heard of the of Leica's due to a movie or television show. I can't remember which one, but like they were talking about the fact that even at that time, they're one of the bests ever, and it's just crazy to see that they still are to this day. I did not catch that until you literally just started talking about it. So
Yeah. So they're using the lens on the Star Wars drone.
yes, on top of the Hyundai. No, it's not a Hyundai.
While the Leica laser scan gets underway,
It's a Volvo.
Lenny, thanks for coming back out, brother. How you doing, right?
Lenny meets up with Sasha Kyle, who has uncovered evidence from local photo archives and has made an important discovery.
This is before the war, and you can compare this line with the modern lampposts.
Yeah, right.
As you can see, it's the same line. So the second one, this is from April, May 1945. And you see no lampposts.
Wow.
The German troops, they cut them at the ground level here and had more space.
Telling me they
Also, YouTube, don't be grumpy just because I showed a body from a photo that's black and white. That's a dude on the ground. That dude's dead. He's very dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. In that time period, they're not gonna be like going, hey, Steve, lay down right here and pretend like you're dead. It's gonna be more dramatic. Like, that wasn't a thing in the middle of World War II. There was enough drama to go around that they're like, going, that dude's just dead.
eliminated these poles on both sides, right? Yeah. This is unbelievable. Somebody was under a direct order to cut these things down for a reason. So here you got the lamppost, here you don't, which gave them at least another 20 feet on each side to get an airplane down here. It makes absolutely no sense for those lampposts to be cut down unless you wanted to accommodate or fit something down this road. You can only imagine this was the contingency plan that was in
All right, this is a much better close up right here. You can kind of see.
place by Adolf Hitler. The place was caving in on him. He was backed into a corner and he needed to get out of Dodge in a hurry. Yeah, there's a method to his madness. I'll give the devil his due. He thought this thing out. Boom, he's on this makeshift runway and he's gone. To me, the puzzle's been put together.
Yeah, he almost conquered the world.
This season on Hunting Hitler.
What can you see? There's something right here.
Here you go, Anna. This is for you.
Kicking this investigation into high gear.
Here, let me back up. This is for you.
There's going to be another picture.
What can you see? There's something right here.
We're kicking this investigation into high gear.
Oh, look at that. German Luger, right?
We are now getting really, really close.
We've got our hands on hundreds of new leads. We're going to hit the ground and find out the truth behind them.
Holy.
We're looking for Hitler's escape routes.
They could shuttle people right out into the ocean and to a waiting U-boat.
And we're infiltrating his tunnels and his transit points.
But right here, we got an opening. That's an escape tunnel.
Whoa! And we're uncovering his web of contacts around the world.
You're an escaping Nazi. This would be a good place to come. This is starting to look a little bit suspicious.
Witnesses for the first time are speaking up.
Están buscando a Hitler allá por las chacras.
We're going to paint a complete picture of the truth.
I have explosive detected.
They've been planning this for years.
Adolf Hitler was not going to hide forever. Presumably, he was looking to rearm.
That's weaponized nuclear power.
And he dreamed of hitting the United States.
Oh, look at this. If you're going to detonate a dirty bomb of some kind, this is the place to do it.
Ooh. We're going to continue this hunt for Hitler until it's settled absolutely.
This is ground zero.
This is Adolf Hitler's home.
These are people that can keep a secret.
We'll get to the bottom of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
It gets so much better.
The hunt is on again. I'm
The hunt
excited.
is on.
Now
Did you
you're
get
excited?
Did you get a little embarrassed because Tim took his shirt off?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm all for it. It's great. I loved it.
You're blushing. Like, no. So I'll tell you what, this is the season where it really picks up. I understand that season 1 was a little bit of I wouldn't say a slog. It's very interesting. Things get rapidly more interesting over season 2 and in season 3. They really ramp up because they get a bigger budget. They can figure things, they can figure things out more. They kind of expand and it gets crazy. But no, it's great to be back, guys. We missed the snot out of all of you. Thank you everybody for who's watching, because man, still we're holding steady at about a solid 28. We've bounced between anywhere from 26 to 30
No, you
people
don't
over
need
the
to
last.
always say that. You don't need to always point out how many people are watching. You can just enjoy and then just thank you to those who are watching.
That's a better way to do it. Thank you to everybody who's watching.
Definitely.
Shut up,
you.
Clifton. I'm just kidding. Speaking of,
I'm saying it's a good thing. All the people watching.
no, I know. Since I highlighted Clifton first, thank you for being here, dude. I know it's late for both of you, so we're wrapping it up. What you got coming up, dude?
Yeah, tomorrow insert culture. Different topics going on, so it'll be interesting. I'm not sure if I'm going to be making it for the House of the Dragon yet because it is very late, and yeah. Other than that, right now I can't think of anything. Maybe Friday Night Rumble again soon. We'll see.
Yep. Yeah, we're taking a little bit of a hiatus from Friday Night's Royal Rumble. But yeah, definitely House of the Dragon tomorrow for me. Wookie and I should be doing a Fallout stream, I believe, Tuesday.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Yeah,
We're
I'm here to watch.
we're gonna be doing a Fallout stream. It should be just him and I. If anybody else wants to join, just know it's gonna be a little spicy. And speaking of spicy, and it's Gameland.
I'm sorry, I've been eating a lot. I have a whole plate of food, which I need to eat. But really happy to be back. Talk about food for a lot of the stream. Also going to discuss something again that's very important, which is history, and something that none of us should ever forget what happened, because again, we've all had family members or people who fought in wars, or like Ryan, former military. Just getting into that mentality of let's not forget about what matters and talk about history in the context of not repeating the same mistakes. And also, I'm Anna's Foodland, but
Ain't nothing
I'm
wrong with that.
actually Anna's Gameland. So you can find me on X and YouTube under that. And I'm not going to be talking about any more Fallout ever again. I'm going to be playing it. So, but check these fine lads out, and everybody in chat, thank you for joining.
Wiki says Anna spitting truth. She does that really well. Yeah, no, seriously, go watch their show tomorrow. It is 4 p.m. my time, so
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
3 p.m. Pacific.
So, insert culture tomorrow. So that will be 11 p.m. British Standard Time, midnight for Germany, and whatever time for America. But
5
great
p.m. Central. Yeah.
5 p.m. Central. So with Ronan, Brendan, the anime guy, we talk about everything, and we kind of don't bullshit. We just have fun, like we did today.
Yeah, it's always a good show. I sometimes I'm able to catch it live, but most usually I catch the replay. But it's good to see you guys doing your thing. Speaking of doing your thing, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let everybody, these two especially, probably go to bed. So thank you everybody in the chat. You guys are awesome. Seriously, everybody watching. Shout out to the. We'll see you.
Bye.